Hello everyone, welcome to Halo Moon Tarot. This is your energy update. Just a random reading. All right, we got someone here who's kind of one last look over their shoulder. They're reflecting on the past. Someone's feeling different. Yeah, this is someone going down the path here. They're ready to take a leap of faith. Wow. Yeah, we got 3 cards. This one actually come out first. Got a person here who took a little risk. Do you want to go for a cup of coffee? Yeah. But I do think this is someone who has been moving kind of slow. I feel some of you haven't heard from this person. Kind of dragging their feet a little bit. Why do they? I mean, the Queen of Cups is someone who often waits for someone to reciprocate. I do think this person knows that this is someone available. Why are they moving so slow? Yeah, they know they need to lay the foundation. Yeah. Yeah, it's all about trying things different. I mean, maybe this Queen of Cups could be feeling now, some time's gone by. This is time. Things have been moving kind of slow. Maybe feeling something is a little off. But I do see someone reflecting on this. See, ready to take a leap of faith. Tell me about the Fool. Yeah, see, it's about someone coming in, asking someone out on a date. Some of you got a couple people here. One of these might be more your type than the other. If you're not, this is someone who generally kind of just goes with the flow, but it's also someone kind of expects someone to follow through. One of these is going to follow through. I don't know about, I mean, this is a person, there's someone here who's sincere. You see you got 2 knights now, but I feel this knight is this person, kind of apprehensive. Do you want to go for a cup of coffee? Yeah, and I feel some of you, and it could be this person feeling this isn't in their best interest. Or, I mean, whether the feelings are even mutual for that matter, they're dragging their feet. They're looking at the situation. They're assessing it. Where the other person I feel is someone who's just, I mean, it could be this person leveling up, coming in, having that, taking a step back, that moment where they realize, they're feeling differently. But it's whether you feel the same, I feel. Yeah, the Star is an energy of someone a little bit shocked, surprised. And I'm going to tell you, for some of you, I feel like it's 2. It's not the same person. One of them moves slow. The other one goes with the flow. But one of these people is someone who kind of, someone who waits until someone's ready. So some of you have been kind of doing that. But yeah, I don't think the other person's going to follow through. I do think it's another person that's going to come in. One of these people's not your type. Massive realization, epiphany. Yeah, this is person, and one of these people may not have your best interest at heart, or they feel that way about you. Or it just might not be in their best interest, period. But it is whether the feelings are mutual. Yeah, so this is someone who kind of just did it. It was spontaneous. I think they feel a bit like a fool now. Yeah, I really feel there's something with that person. Yeah, see, there's an energy of 3. So now there's another person. So this is someone who I feel was kind of dragging their feet. I do feel one of these is going to follow through and lay the foundation, but there's the energy of 3. So I wonder if you've got 3 people. I kind of feel like some of you, there's like 3. I do. And now we have someone whose swords up. Some Aquarius energy. This has to do with someone who's analyzing, strategizing. And someone who's a little skeptical. It's also a person who's been there, done that. Some of you got multiple opportunities coming in. If you've been online dating or talking on social media, or you've been social lately, getting out there a bit, definitely I can see. I think it's 3 different people. Yeah, that Page of Cups it's not that they're dragging their feet, it's another person. Someone's learned something too. That's where I feel somebody here is kind of shocked and surprised about something. They might know this person. They could be in their social circle and learn this. But this is a person who's, it could be someone cutting someone out, but I really feel it's a person who's kind of skeptical, you know. But it's somebody who often can think on their feet. I do think they're more spontaneous. See, someone who's different, someone who's more your type. And I do think, and it could be this person thinking that way about yourself. But yeah, if you are that King of Swords and you're a little skeptical, but this is about someone who makes a person thinks about things in a couple different ways and then makes a decision. See, more spontaneous, where the other person, I feel, is kind of dragging their feet. They may be assessing the situation, but it's whoever it is that's going to follow through. Tell me about this Knight of Cups. Yeah, it's whoever who's responsible, who are reliable. See, there's somebody here. It's about being reliable. One of these people's not, one of them isn't reliable. Someone who's not really, you know, been there, done that. Someone who doesn't pull their weight. So, yeah. Something bothering this person too. There's something bothering them. Their swords up. So I feel they've learned this, that maybe you've been talking to this person. What is this person? They're learning something. I mean, because this is someone who has experience. It's an Emperor. Yeah, someone with a lot of experience. It's all about whether you're each other's type. Tell me about the Temperance energy. See, someone's just trying to be a person who makes decisions when they're calm. And then once they make up their mind, they follow through. And they definitely move quicker. This is someone who can literally make fairly quick decisions. They just need to look at it a couple different ways. Yeah. Tell me about Temperance. Yeah, someone here procrastinating, patience. Should I or shouldn't I, or comparing one to the other. This is someone who's just often letting people know they're open and available, but still kind of waiting for someone to reciprocate. That Pentacles coming. Yeah, it's all about long-term stability. Partnering up. This is a big deal to this person. Tell me about the Emperor. What does this person want? See, it's about reliability. So I don't know if there's something bothering this person, or they've learned that something's bothering you, or is there somebody bothering you? This is often someone, if they got something on their mind, they don't like to tell other people their problems. This is a person who can generally handle anything that comes their way. They really don't rely on other people for advice. They feel they have enough experience and knowledge, wisdom to handle things on their own. So it's definitely not about advice. But if there is, I mean, it does look like if there was something bothering this person, nagging at them, they definitely have questions. They could be just getting it off their chest, but I don't feel like that's what this is. It's more of if something's bothering them, they'll handle it themselves. They don't like to bother other people with their problems. Yeah, they certainly don't need anyone's advice either. Yeah, but it's about love. It's about making a choice in love here. So this could be someone comparing you to someone else who wasn't reliable or didn't follow through, or it's yourself. Yeah, either or, whether you're the masculine or feminine, it could go either way. Yeah, so someone being cautious, careful what they wish for. And it's someone who didn't get what they wanted. Tell me about this Knight of Cups. Because this is definitely the calling card, the date. Yeah, this is someone who's ignored someone. It's a person who feels they missed an opportunity. No, I don't know, maybe they did take someone's advice. They certainly won't again, I'll tell you that, if that's the case. Not with that King of Swords there. Tell me more about the King of Swords energy. They're in here. Yeah, we got the Devil. Overthinking. This person's overthinking it. Yep, choosing their battles, thinking things through. Yeah, it's not the right time. This is someone who feels this isn't in their best interest at this time. But it's a whole new cycle, or at that time. Yeah, and it could be happening now, because this is often now. This is someone who has been there, done that. Like I say, they have experience. But it has to do with, I don't know if this is something overwhelming. I mean, it could be someone who doesn't want to overwhelm. This is often a person who can get overwhelmed emotionally. So I wonder if this is someone who doesn't want to overwhelm you, if you've got something going on here. But whatever, there is something bothering them. But like I say, this is someone who doesn't bother other people with their problems. They can handle it. This is someone who can handle, you know, any situation. But definitely it has to do with this choosing their battles, thinking things through. See, it wasn't the right time. So it's someone who kind of rushed in without thinking. Now they've learned something. But it is, they're definitely seeing things in a positive light. Yeah, it's about the two people coming together. See, it's a situation that didn't go anywhere. Now, for some of you, you got a couple, if you've got a few people, one of them isn't going to go anywhere. This is someone who's going to make it happen. Yeah, see, this has to do with a strong financial foundation, a reason to celebrate, a home. Someone's learning about something to do with, it's making them happy. I mean, it's a reason to celebrate, an opportunity of sorts here. So this is someone who seizes the day. They take the opportunities that are presented with the Knight of Swords. But some of you got a choice. One of these may not, someone here may not follow through or pull their weight, or it has to do with an Emperor who's in that situation. Yeah, it's all about cooperating, compromising. See, this is interesting how that come out. See, that was once the Four of Pentacles. Someone who was kind of stuck, unable to move. Someone may be protecting their house, their home, their financial foundation. But honestly, this is a person I feel coming in protecting the other person. Someone here feels protective of you, because I feel they know that there's someone here who's not reliable or stable. You could be the one receiving advice, if you are the Queen of Cups. Yeah, the Emperor doesn't need any advice. They don't want anyone's advice. They feel they can handle it. Yeah, interesting. But it is an energy of taking off that pentacle. See, there's momentum, gaining momentum. It's about making a move. So it has to do with somebody here who's about to make a move, but they still haven't followed through. You got a person who's not reliable and someone who is. Yeah, see, not seeing it coming, unable to move forward. Some of you aren't going to see this coming. But at some point, there's a person who was unable to move forward. So it could be where we have a person who had to cut someone out. If this is someone who was making up excuses, it could be a feminine too, right? Somebody who's not reliable, where they could be cutting this person out. And it's going to be sudden, a shock, a surprise. But I feel they've learned something that shocks them. They're surprised. Maybe that you're emotionally, that you're open and available. But it's definitely a person having a massive epiphany, though, I feel, more than anything, about releasing, letting this go. It's not meant to be. This is someone looking at this. It's too good to be true. See their swords up? It's too good to be true. It's not meant to be. And then if there's some kind of good news suddenly coming in. See, it's coming in suddenly, sudden news. There's a shift in energy. Because now this person's thinking, if I only knew then what I won't know now, it all could have been different. So they've learned something. But now this person's coming in, and we have a feminine here who is not going to see this coming. Tell me about that Two of Swords. Yeah, see, it's somebody coming in right or making something right. But I feel it's a person who's sincere. This person's actually sincere. There's someone here who's not. Now, if this person knows you have another person interested in you, and that's what it looks like to me. I'm getting the vibe of multiple people, as many as 3. Now, some of you, it could be one of these people just aren't your type. You're not interested. But this person's like, it's too good to be true. I'm not taking this cup. There's no way. See, and if maybe this is why you didn't get what you wanted, if you're the feminine, or you're not giving this person what they want. I don't know. We're going to get to the bottom of it. Ooh, interesting, though. This person's being a little full of themselves, like, but I do feel, I mean, it's an emperor. They kind of have that, you know, they don't really need anyone to tell them what to do. But it's interesting because it's almost like they're protective of the Queen of Cups. The person who's emotionally available, open to offers, opportunities. But it's all about harmony. Two people who were just right for each other. I think this is someone cutting someone out who's not right. It's not meant to be. This is what they feel meant to be. But if this person rejected you, felt you weren't their type, or it was too good to be true, like, it's almost like the tables are turning here. And it could be the timing where two people had just come apart. And this could be someone who probably should have just told someone the truth if they had just ended a situation. But now they see things from a whole different light. They're feeling positive. They feel like things are going in their favor. But it's interesting. If whatever didn't go in your favor before, with the Queen of Cups, is going to go in your favor now. You're about to get your cup filled. But yeah, it has to do with love and a bond and a connection, a physical attraction, about harmony between two people, and maybe even a lot of chemistry. I think that's yet meant to be known for some of you, but yeah, and there we have that going down the path. See, it's all about cooperating, compromising, going down this path. Now, if this is someone who hurt you because they rejected you, they didn't feel you were right for them, it all has to do with the timing, guaranteed. And I wouldn't be surprised if someone had just ended a situation. It's that they had just found something out. It was devastating, a shock. So it's not like they're projecting. They're just protecting themselves, their swords up, because it's an energy of what they've experienced. But it definitely is someone who's feeling differently and seeing things differently now too. Yeah. After a period of time, you see. Yeah. I don't think you're going to see this coming. This is someone who comes in right too. Yeah, it is. It's a person who just ended a situation. So they could have been comparing that situation to this situation if it happened all at once. This is fast. But it does look like the tables are turning, because now it's the feminine who's receiving. And it's going to be overwhelming. But this is someone who is looking at someone like partnership material, long-term stability. Yeah, they want to build. They want to build. See, it's all about putting in effort. Maybe they went on a date and they didn't put in on an effort because they didn't think, it was going to go anywhere anyway. So they kind of just, they might have even took their time, maybe been a little late. Yeah. Tell me about this justice. And if this person hurt you, they want to make it right. It's really bothering them a lot, because this person actually has good morals and values. Yeah. Yeah, this is someone who made a bad decision. But it is out with the old, in with the new. I do see feeling differently. There's been a healing, but it's someone who made a bad decision. It's somebody who was judgmental. So they may have judged you wrong, or judged you because of what someone else did. To me, it looks like there was an ending. It was sudden. If you are a feminine and you ask this person to go out on a date or a cup of coffee, it was probably came as a shock, surprise. They didn't see it coming. You're not going to see this coming now. Yeah. Now we have the Queen of Wands, which is telling me this is a person who's pretty bold. They usually know what they want. They're not afraid to go for it. But it is somebody, and there's an attraction too, the physical attraction. Yeah. This person, like I say, underneath all this, they were excited. Like there was happiness, But I do think there's an energy of free. This person's learned something. It's good news. So whatever they thought before isn't true. But there's that Queen of Wands. Yeah, it's all about harmony, justice. It's about being fair. Well, we know the Queen of Wands often things really bother the Queen of Wands if somebody doesn't treat them right. The Queen of Wands, especially, well, all Queen of Wands, but especially Aries, does not like injustices. Why? Because their polar opposite is Libra, and they're very much the same. If anybody didn't know, they're actually very much the same, but yet they're different. I know it's kind of like the Temperance. Two people who are very much the same, but yet just a little different, which actually creates harmony and balance. So it's about being each other's type. So this person's learned that you're possibly their type. One thing they've learned is to take it slow, but I think they've learned that the feminine was the one who was sincere, to be honest. Yeah, if you're the person who took a leap of faith and you asked this person out, and maybe you did go on a date and they didn't put any effort, or they weren't, maybe it wasn't supposed to be a date, I don't know. But this is someone who knows what they want, but you can see there's that physical attraction. There's someone very attractive. They find someone attractive, but what this person likes, and I feel it admires, is someone's determination and their focus. Yeah, this is a person who waits, but only for so long. It's like the Empress. See, some signs of people would wait a lot longer. This is a person here who is doing their own thing. They're just doing their own thing, right? But they're waiting at the same time. But it's also someone who's not afraid of expanding the horizons. So, yeah, I feel that you're not going to see this coming if you are the feminine energy in this reading. Tell me about justice. This is someone who wants to make this right. Yeah, see harmony, making a connection, connecting, having a conversation. They want to talk. Somebody wants to talk. They're going to tell you the truth too. This is someone who has that, they should have just told you the truth. They just ended the situation. And that's when everything feels off. Nothing feels right. And it was sudden. It was a shock, surprise. Something they learned about their person. They weren't loyal or faithful or whatever it was. They heard something. And I'm going to be honest, this person, from the vibe I see, they weren't happy anyway. But it's also at that same time, it's just too good to be true to end something and then someone like this to come in. It's way too good to be true. There's just no way this person's interested in me. But now, because what they've learned, they should have just told you, and things would have played out. It would have been completely different. You're actually in alignment with this person, or you're going to come into alignment. Wow, tell me about the Two of Cups. This is fairly specific for some people. I'll go over a few more things, but it is someone who made a bad decision. They were judgmental. And I don't think this person's generally like that. They're actually more of a sincere kind of person. Well, they are sincere. I mean, they speak their mind. But like I say, if you had a date with this person and they didn't have a lot to say, they may have had a lot on their plate, something really bothering them, and that's what it was. So everything just felt off. You know, food doesn't taste good. Nothing feels right. And nothing feels normal. You know that feeling when you've been devastated or shocked? Because it was sudden. But the interesting thing, it looks like it all happened at once. But now, this person's coming in, and they are looking at this like they don't want to overwhelm you. But they also have this little bit of protection. So if you have another person coming in, I do think this is someone who may know someone in that social circle. Like there's been talk and gossip. A lot of people talking, gossiping. This person's heard something. So they kind of have this protective feeling over you. And it's partly about making this right if they hurt you. This is someone who doesn't want you to be hurt too. So interesting enough. Yeah. But it is an energy of someone who takes pride in all the things they do, planning, preparing, providing. See, this is someone who often gets chased because they can provide. Emperors often get chased a lot. Well, of course, everybody wants someone who can provide, but it's nothing ever goes the distance. But this is somebody breaking free. So they are free, but I also see this feminine, while they're waiting, getting attention from other people. This is somebody they definitely are somebody who has a bit of an ego, but I don't think it's a super unhealthy ego. I feel at some point they're being a little full of themselves, like they kind of felt that after all this time, if they were to come in and talk to you or whatever happened here, it would have been, different. And I do think this person blames themselves. They don't blame you. They really do not blame, or they don't blame the feminine, I should say. Yeah. This is someone who provides for themselves. They're goal-oriented. This is someone who also has reached some goals. So now this person wants to talk. They want to talk, and face-to-face. They're not afraid of facing you. I can tell you that right now. I do think they're being humbled a little bit. And it's not like they don't want to provide or they can't. But I feel they've been there, done that. They've done this before. And it never goes the distance. This person would rather be alone than not have something stable and long term. But that's their goal they're hoping to achieve. They want to talk to you. They're going to ask you out. And I'm going to tell you they're going to do something to impress you. And it could be their first impression. But whatever you're waiting for, it's coming. The answers you're waiting for are coming. Yep, they are someone who's moving slow, but it's also something they learn to slow down. This person loves the chase. And it's not like they don't. I'm not seeing them putting on the brakes. This is someone I feel who's been in relationships before because they have all this experience. But they've experienced all this before. They want to talk to you one-on-one. Just the two of you. Yeah. I think this is someone's first impression, but they want to do something to impress you. And I do think they're impressed by you in some ways. They see your worth and value. There is some self-respect here. So this is not a disrespectful person, but for the feminine's point of view, if you have been, maybe you felt disrespected by the judgment they made. But I'm going to tell you, this person is generally someone more patient and more sincere. Yeah. See, and there is an energy of patience, but you can see everything just felt off. There's just no way. They're not my type. There's just no way. This person's just interested in what I can provide. They have a home, a solid foundation. Yeah. So it's like they kind of come into it thinking, well, this isn't going to go anywhere, But I do think this person was, they kind of wanted to know. It was like testing the water to kind of see what would happen. Yeah. But I think if you had a date, they didn't have a lot to say. And believe me, this person's not shy. But I do think there was something really bothering them, and they probably should have just told you. But they also see the bigger picture. See, they want to put all the cards on the table. Yeah, face-to-face, one-on-one. See, without a bunch of other people involved. This person it looks like there's people giving them advice, and they don't want other people's advice. They have experience, maybe even more than these other people. But yeah. They are definitely, I do think their pride took a bit of a hit. I don't think this person was really prepared for all this. Yeah. They've learned a lot of lessons, though, but it is about learning, getting on the same page. See, they've learned something about your lifestyle, your history, the way you conduct yourself. This person doesn't care about people's pasts. They are someone who kind of lives in the now. They live, they let that kind of stuff go. So they are kind of an interesting person, maybe even a little eccentric or unique. But I'm going to be honest, I feel it's like they feel that way about the feminine, but they see someone who's kind, compassionate, caring. Now, if you've been talking to people, it's possible you let this go. There was something understandable. There may be even, because this is where things don't turn out as expected, but it's like this all happens at once. It's unexpected. It's sort of like, what do you expect? But I feel that it's like the feminine didn't know. So really interesting. There's a lot of questions. There's a lot going to come out. And I do think this is about faith and loyalty being on the same page. See, I don't think you were on the same page up here because of whatever it is that was happening. But I do think a lot of people involved talking, gossiping. And there could be someone who was giving this person advice. And with that, the star, it's usually unwanted advice. Well, and this too, like, yeah, I don't need your advice. Thanks, but no thanks. Yeah, this person definitely, I do think they want to talk. I do think this person's somebody who's loyal. They're a loyal person. Maybe, and I do look at that. This is someone who'll commit to. The commitment could be just to go out for dinner or date or, to go down this path. But I don't think the feminine's going to see it coming. So if you are the one who originally went to this person, they rejected you, now you're about to get whatever they experience, you're about to. But I'm going to tell you, it's likely going to make you happy. This person's not angry. They're not. But I feel at this time that sword was up big time. I think it's somebody who had just been hurt. Or they heard some kind of gossip or something that we were saying that was hurtful. But again, this person now feels that they hurt you and they feel responsible. Yeah, see, they feel responsible. That aha moment, seeing the truth. This person's going to tell you the truth, but this is a win or lose. They are determined to win. Yeah, saying to trust your inner knowing. See, they've gone within too. It's someone who's been keeping things to themselves. It was something private, but they want to talk to you alone. Privacy. I think you're going to be a little, I wouldn't say blown away by it, but you might be a little shocked at what they have to tell you about how they were feeling. This person's going to try to, I think this person made a very bad impression. If you went on a date, it wasn't a very good impression, but I feel they want to come in right. They want to make it right. And they're going to do something to impress you. But I'm going to tell you, there's something about how you dealt with things. You left a good impression on this person in a lot of ways. Because you're not chasing. Now, if you did kind of chase after this person a little bit, that's not their biggest issue. It's the people who chase and keep chasing and keep chasing. And I don't really feel like that's what's happened, because I see someone waiting patiently. They're now, and it's almost like now they're coming, they're the one chasing, right? But it's more about their pride. Their pride got in the way. But this person would be, it's going to sound corny, but they would be happy to provide for you. Yeah, I mean, they are one of those kind of people, right? That it's a very masculine, very macho kind of energy. But they are actually a very respectful person. And they've gone within. But whatever, it was something private, something personal, had nothing to do with you. They don't blame you. And they want to have a private conversation. Take care. Bye for now.